Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. Seems like this week's just flying by. Hope everybody's having a good one. Let's take a look, see who we got hanging out with us today. Um, we have, let's see, there you go. Happy National Apple Day. Okay. Alexa didn't tell me that. I didn't know. Um, and I like apples. I think they like me too. Earl Walker's in the house, 63 going to 66. Thumbs up. Thank you, Earl. We got a few of them over there going. Stephen Toronto, good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning? Good morning, Jesse. JJ's Woodshop, how you doing this morning? Hope all is well. There's old Dave Clemens. Good morning. Happy hump day. Yes, sir. Paul Stewart. Good morning, sir. How are you? Kevin Els. Good morning or afternoon, whatever it is where you are. LB Sharp. Good morning. Jim Sanicola says, top of the morning to all, rainy for the next few days. Yeah, it's looking overcast, but I think it's going to burn off and be another good day. But I think long about Friday is when it's supposed to rain all weekend. So that's all right. It'll do my grass good. There's my old buddy Janet. How you doing, Janet? Good morning to you. Hope all is well. And Hoosier Land. Gary Hammett Wood Creations. Good morning, Gary. Clyde CNC. Good morning, Clyde. Good to see you. There's the Solar Man. Morning, listening from the road today. Well, I hope you're not in that little tiny electric car. I think, what do you say? Top speed for that was maybe 30 with a 25-mile-an-hour tailwind or something. Sean Engstrom, good morning. How are you doing, Sean? Charles Lawrence, good morning from Denver, he says. Well, good morning to you, Charles. Bill Larison. How you doing, Bill? Good to see you. Hope all is well in the pea patch. Janet says, we have gone from red flag warning to flood warning in the course of a week. You gotta love Indiana, don't you? Yeah, buddy. Gotta love it. Let's see here. I think we got everybody. Looks like we've got everybody. What's everybody got going on today? I'll tell you what, I don't know if I finished telling you yesterday. I know I started to the other day. I went and voted Monday. And then when I came back, it was still well before noon. It was such a great day. No wind or very little wind. I got out there and I got every last one of my skeletons from the Gatton CNC, those little plywood skeletons I have. I had a huge stack of them, and I got every single one of them burned up. So I'm pretty happy about that. Still got a lot of other junk around here to burn up, and plus I'm cutting those things all the time. So when I get them all burned up, I'm like, yeah, I'm caught up for a few minutes anyway. But just glad to see that pile of stuff gone. So that was a good day. Yesterday was a pretty good day. Well, I say it was a good day. But by the way, if you, I know we're in these challenging times with COVID-19 and all that stuff, but anytime you think you're having a bad day, I just want y'all to remember that somebody else is having a worse day. And his name's probably Jeffrey Tubin. But man, that's a crazy story. Holy cow. But so there you go. There's a bright side to everything, a silver, what is it? A silver lining in every cloud or something like that, whatever it is. Because poor old Jeffrey Tubin, he's not going to have a good day for a long time, I got a feeling. But that's neither here nor there. George H. Ralphus is in the house. How you doing, George? Good morning, sir. Been trying some different planes, George. Having fun learning some different planes. Klondike is here this morning. Got a good picture of a couple of puppy dogs there. Looks like a big one and a little one. All right, Bart Bixel's in the house. How you doing, Bart? Always good to see you, sir. Yeah, I've been flying or trying to fly, I should say, the Cirrus SR-22. And I like it. It's neat because it's got the Garmin screens and you can set it up and do the autopilot thing and stuff like that. So it's kind of neat. But I mean, I guess if you were in the real plane, it would be okay. But in the views that you have with the simulator are not that great because the way it's made, it has like I don't know, it's like the post or the pillar or whatever you want to call that is really wide on that, on it. And so when you're trying to use things to maneuver cameras to look outside, it feels like you're looking around a pole all the time. So I don't really like that, but fly is really good. Just got the notification that I'm live. Guess I can delete that. Tractor Supply, man, I tell you, they've really doubled down on their email, advertisements or whatever you want to call them. With the COVID thing, it's like, I bet Tractor Supply, Ace Hardware, Publix, I bet I get 3 or 4 things a day from each one of them. So, going to try to do a live from out there for you CNC folks. Janet says, who is Jeffrey Tubin and what did he do? I'll tell you who he is, and you can go Google and his name will pop up right away. He used to be a legal analyst for CNN. And he also, I think, writes some stuff for New York Post, I think, something like that. But he was in some kind of a Zoom meeting, and a Zoom meeting is much like this, where, they do in the school classes that way, where it's all virtual and you got a camera and a computer and stuff. And anyway, he was doing something he shouldn't have been doing, and everybody saw it. So I guess I should correct that. He was doing something he shouldn't have been doing while on a Zoom meeting. If you want to do it any other time, more power to you. But yeah, just Google Jeffrey Tubin. I'm not going to get into. Try to keep this a family thing, here. So. Dave says, I had a feeling. Well, he didn't say that. I did. I had a feeling he was going to buy that. So I bought Microsoft Flight Sim X version just before the latest. I wanted to see if I would like the Sims before I buy the latest. Still need a control. Oh, okay. I thought you were fixing to tell me about the 2020. Uh, um, yeah, yeah. I don't either, Janet. But if you want a good laugh, because I know you and I think you would think this is pretty funny. So go Google Jeffrey Too, and it's Toobin. I think is how you spell it. If you just start putting Jeffrey, I guarantee you that's going to pop up in the Google search because that's big news. And you probably see stuff on it on Facebook too. Do the search on Facebook because you're on Facebook right now. After you finish watching the coffee sessions, of course, we don't want you to cut out on us. Yeah, Dave. I don't see the biggest thing with the simulator stuff, as I see it, as a newbie and a guy who's not a gamer and doesn't really know all the cool stuff. If you get the game and you don't have a decent computer, and when I say decent, I mean pretty decent. You almost need a gaming type computer, which is what I had just bought. And the only reason I bought this one, when did I buy it? About this time last year, towards the end of the year, in December, I think. But the only reason I bought a gaming computer is because I had got to where I was adding monitors and wanted a 3-monitor setup, and the gaming type video cards have, I can hook up to like 4 monitors to this one. And it works great for streaming like this, doing these coffee sessions and the CNC stuff and all that. But yeah, I would say you'll really enjoy the game if you can play it on something that has at least the minimal stuff that you need to make it run halfway decent. Mine's on the low end, and it's good enough for me because I'm still learning how to do some of this stuff, and I never really played with it that much when it had Microsoft 98. I just never had the time. But I always loved the thought of being in that simulator and flying and stuff. But yeah. Well, I tell you, yeah, and I hope, like I said, I hope you've got a computer good enough to make it where you have a good experience. Because if it's really choppy or something, messes up, it's frustrating if you don't have your settings just right and all that. You have to try to tweak it, because if you're like me and you've got a computer that's more towards the minimal end, you need to tweak your settings and say, okay, I'll try to run it as high as I can. That won't work. And so then you back that down and keep backing it down until it looks pretty good and smooth. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with mine. I probably will splurge, as if I keep doing, and I'm really having a ball with flying these different planes and stuff. But I'll probably splurge and get another computer. They're supposed to have some new fancy graphics card that's about to launch and stuff. So I figure when all that stuff launches, all the latest, greatest, they'll be having sales on all the stuff that's still good stuff, but it's now not the hot stuff because there's something better. So I don't know. Mary Mallory's here. Good morning, Mary. Flew over your place just the other day too. Again yesterday, I think. Sean Draper's here. Good morning. Yeah, I have a computer that can handle the graphics with no problems. That's usually the issues with most games. Yeah. Yeah, it's all about the graphics and well, you got to have a pretty decent CPU too. But all right, LB Sharp says you have to leave. Got a doc appointment. Have a good day. All right, hope all goes well. See you. Mary says she was home. I waved. Did you see me? uh, yeah. Dave said he just got back from his walk with Jax. No connection that way. Going fishing today. All right. I imagine we'll have some more fish pictures on Facebook later today. So, yeah, I went yesterday. I've been playing around with the autopilot. That's one of the reasons why I tried a little bit different plane is because it has the autopilot, and I'm trying to learn how to get that to work. It's working pretty good. I think I got it figured out. And I did a little flight yesterday where let's see, where the heck was it I took off? I took off probably about 10 miles, an airport, 10 miles from Devil's Tower. And then I made the first waypoint at a little tiny airport that's right there near where Devil's Tower is. And that way I knew when I was, when it's on autopilot and it's flying that straight line to the other point, you go right past Devil's Mountain. So it's real easy to switch off the autopilot and do a lap around Devil's Tower and then get back around, just turn the autopilot back on and finish the thing. All right, Mary. Next time I come, I'll do the wing tip thing, tip the wings back and forth. You'll know that's me. Sean says, I am running Flight Sim 10 on an older computer. I need to update both. Yeah. I don't have any experience with the Flight Sim 10. Like I said, I made the big jump from, it was Microsoft Flight Sim 98 way back. Way back. I think it came out right at the end of 97 or something. So that was a long time ago. And I know I didn't have a super duper computer back then either. But the graphics weren't as demanding as they are now. Man, that's what's so amazing. The graphics are just fantastic. And I can only imagine what they'd be like if I had a really super duper high dollar computer with the top of the line graphics card. But that's what I like. I love getting in those small planes, flying around, just looking at the scenery and checking out. I don't want to get very high because you can't. It all looks cool, but you can't see. You can't tell what you're looking at. I like to be down low enough that I can recognize landmarks, and especially when you're flying around where you grew up and stuff. I tell you what, though, Danville has changed a lot. I can remember back in the day, nothing ever changed in Danville, but it's way different now. But, it's been 40 something years since I was there. 40, well, it would be 40 years next year because I moved down here in 81. So, yeah, naming computers. Yeah, that's what I mean. If you try to stay up with the latest, greatest stuff, you'll run yourself broke. But there's no way I can spend that much on. I got too many other things I could spend $5 or $6 grand on. But I may try to get something a little better. Because, like I said, this one I bought it's almost a year old. So all that new stuff comes out. Some of those new cards are supposed to launch October 28th. And I figure after that, some of the other stuff will be on sale and stuff. Hopefully. George says graphics are the name of the game. Yep. Yep. Jim says I had Flight Sim 98 and love flying the biplanes. Yeah, there's a biplane in the package I have. I haven't flown it. I've flown. I haven't really flown but just a handful of planes. I've flown the Cessna 152. That's what I usually go with. And I tried the 172. It's a little different, a little bigger. So I've flown it a time or two. And then here lately, I saw somebody on a stream the other day, and they were in that Cirrus SR-22, and I'm like, oh, let me try that one. I did that. I tell you, a cool little plane to fly, because I got in it for the first time yesterday evening, and the thing is so light. And I landed it pretty decent, for me anyway. The very first try, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna probably do a video and show you the what it looks like in the simulator, because it looks like you're sitting in a dadgum Ferrari or something. It's got really plush leather seats, and the interior and all looks like you're sitting in a car almost instead. But it's I'll probably say it wrong, JMB, I think. I can't remember the number, but really cool little plane. But it sounds like it's got a Briggs and Stratton on it or something. The motor doesn't sound very good on it. I don't think. They supposedly had a bunch of folks that went to airports and places where they had, got with people that had certain planes and recorded the sounds from all around the plane and in the plane and all that, so they could get really realistic noises from the plane. I don't know, Steven. You might have something there. It says, would it be better to get a top of the line Xbox or better to upgrade computer for flight sim? The only problem is they're supposed to be coming out with the Flight Simulator 2020 for Xbox, but there's no date. They released it for the PC, I imagine the prices are going to be pretty steep on that, just because there's people sitting around chomping at the bit to get it. So, and there'll be people that, you know how they are. They're people, but they'll buy up stuff and then put it on eBay and sell it for double the price and stuff. That's what I hate. It's scalping. It's what some of the folks are doing with these controls that I want. The Honeycomb Alpha. You can find it for like $700 or $800, and it retails for $250. Yeah, it won't be available for PlayStation at all. Game consoles are usually better on the graphics. Yeah, I'll take a look at that if the Xbox stuff comes out before. I'd make a decision on getting a computer, because I wouldn't be opposed to going that way. I'll tell you what I'd really like to do. I'd like to be able to set the thing in there in front of my 65-inch TV, because my old eyes are not what they used to be, and I think bigger would be better for me. If I could see, I think these monitors are, I don't know what they are. Let's see. I think they're 24s. I got 3 of them. They're all the same. Sean says, just ordered a laser engraver, so no new computer for a bit. Cool. What kind of engraver did you get? Did you get a K40 or a what's some of those other ones? Boss, I think, is another one. Yeah. By the way, before I forget, my time's almost up here. If you're a CNC guy, and I know a few of you are out there, I will be trying to do a live today showing my Mach 3 or Mac 3, depending on where you're from. Some people say Mac 3, Mach 3. I'll be showing my settings that I'm using with the G3 controller. I think there's a few folks that are having some issues getting, and it's a plug and play controller. I don't know why they're having so much problem, but anyway, somebody asked if I would show my settings. I will be going through those during today's live later today, 3 p.m. Eastern. Sean says, ordered from GearBest, so on the slow boat. Yeah, I know what that's like. I know what's that's like. GearBest and what's the other one? Bang Good or something. I forget. It's the other one. They're just the same as GearBest. They're mighty slow. George says, I run Microsoft Flight version 10 on a 55-inch LED TV with a second monitor. Just love it. Yeah. Yeah, the guy that does those streams I'm always talking about, that Two-Tone Murphy, he uses, I want to say it's a 50 or 55-inch TV. And then he has a little monitor that he has the stream on. So he's reading the chat and stuff like that on the monitor, but he's flying with the bigger screen. And I'm thinking, no wonder he's so good. It's because it's big for him. And I think that would, well, it couldn't hurt. It would have to help me see things with a bigger thing. So yeah, that's one reason why I'm thinking maybe I'll just play around with this, and then when the Xbox things comes out, I'll see what that runs. That might be a cheaper way to go. But well, my time is almost up. Has everybody got out and voted and stuff? Or was I the last one? I know a lot of y'all had already been out and voted. Don here says, Morning Dave, have you tried flying into North Korea? I have not. I've seen other folks do it, but I want to. Well, I take that. No, I'm thinking of China. I did try to go up and find the Great Wall of China, and unless you get it as an add-on or something, it was nothing. It was a big disappointment in the basic thing. Dave Pugh says 49-inch widescreen curve Samsung. Yeah, those are the cool ones too, the curved ones. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I got to get out there in the shop and get that set up. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it because I usually like to have the computer that I'm streaming with run the machine. That way I can screen share the Mach 3 stuff and you see it, because it's the same one, instead of trying to take another computer and point the camera at it. But I don't know how I'm going to do that because the cable's not long. I may have to get a little creative out there to do it. All right, guys, I am going to get out of here. Everybody have an awesome day. And just remember, your day's not as bad as Jeffrey Toobin's. See y'all, guys.